And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another stadium review. And today, you saw the vlog, you saw this one coming. We're reviewing Ewigleben. 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 I'm not going to pronounce it that way. I don't know if that's actually how it's pronounced. If I butchered it, let me know in the comments. But this is the home of Ferris State Hockey. Yes, we just recently went up to Ferris State to watch them beat Northern Michigan in hockey 6-0. A blowout for sure. And we explored the campus a little bit as well. Got a pin. It was pretty fun. So today I'm going to review the arena. So, got a lot of thoughts on it. Let's just jump right into it. And as always, if you want more visuals about what I'm talking about here, go check out the vlog. Now, what I didn't realize when we got to the arena is that this arena, it's more of a complex, really, because it's three arenas in one. They have their volleyball stadium in there, basketball stadium, and their hockey stadium, all in one building. And we could look into and actually see the basketball court and the volleyball court while we were there. They had like little windows you could peek in, or like the doors were cracked open or whatnot. Obviously, couldn't go in, but it was kind of cool that, obviously it's a smaller campus, so you kind of have to expect that it's going to be like that. I mean, the basketball arena kind of just looks like a gym, regular high school gym, and the volleyball court's not much different. But it's kind of interesting, see a school that's mostly D2. They're D1 in hockey, but they're mostly D2 otherwise. So it's kind of interesting to see how they have things structured like that. But it's really efficient, and they don't really need to do it any differently because they don't really draw in high crowds for those sports. There was very little security, which is annoying. Again, it's a smaller college, so you can't expect the same level as like an MSU or something like our pro team, obviously, or anything like that. But there was no security at all at the doors. It was just the people scanning tickets. Like Western, that can be dangerous. Now, nothing happened. Nor do I expect anything to happen, but it's nice to have that extra level of security. There were mostly people just watching the doors, and that was it. And yeah, that was not fun. But again, nothing happened, so I guess we're fine. The arena is very small. The whole complex is very small. But the arena itself, the hockey arena, is pretty small, which is fine. I mean, it wasn't sold out. It was decently crowded, all things considered, for a matchup that consisted of two teams with a combined total of 9 wins. At this point in the season, it was not that crowded, surprisingly. It was crowded because it was senior night, but outside of that, I mean, the student section was barely anybody in it. We could move around as much as we wanted to. But, I mean, it wasn't like a dead crowd or anything like that. But it was very small. I mean, there was only maybe 12 rows that go up to the top. And it varies based on the area and the arena you're in. But it goes like between 11 to 13 rows, depending on where you're sitting, which is not at all that big. And one side of the arena is no seats at all. So you cut out like a fourth of the potential seating. Well, maybe a little more than that because it's one of the areas. That was where the benches are and the locker rooms and all that stuff. So very, very, very interesting layout. Very small. But as you can see in the vlog, they don't need that many seats because they don't get those high crowds. There was a lot of standing room on the glass as well. You can't really sit on the glass anywhere in the arena, which I thought was interesting. But you can stand by the glass. There's a lot of standing room options, especially in the corners. There's one corner over by the student section, another one over by where we were, where there's lots of open room to stand, and there's the seating is elevated enough where you won't be blocking people's view unless you're like 8 feet tall, which is nice. Now, I think that was mostly we mostly just saw kids running around. We didn't see really anybody else like standing on the glass. But we did a little bit, like we were walking by. I kind of like stood there and watched the game for a couple seconds, but it was nice. It's a weird seating arrangement, especially because the concourse doesn't go all the way around. It's just one long hallway that connects the three arenas together, and then you don't have the seating over by the benches. It's a weird seating arrangement overall, but if it works, it works. I also want to point out that it smelt a lot like chlorine. I think that's mostly just the material that they use when they Zambonis go around, but it smelled very heavily like chlorine, like a pool. The concourse. I want to get back to the concourse for a little bit here. I did like this is kind of like the hub where they have a lot of their athletics offices and facilities. So there's a lot of trophies that you can see. I mean, if you go past the volleyball arena at the end of the hallway and turn left, you can actually go down and see like championship trophies. Like on the main concourse where you walk in, you see football trophies and like their more recent national championship trophies for that stuff. But if you walk past it, you get to see pictures, game-worn jerseys, and other trophies from other sports too. As well as like there's like NFL jerseys for all the Ferris players that've gone to the NFL, which was awesome. And you get a few other cool pictures and memorabilia and stuff like that. I really don't know if that was publicly accessible, but multiple staff saw us and nobody tried to stop us. So I think we were fine doing that. But it was a cool little area to walk down. It was very quiet there, which was nice. It wasn't super loud because it wasn't like completely packed in there, but it was nice to just have a quiet area to walk around and just enjoy some cool like history of Ferris athletics. I think that was really awesome. The concessions prices were also really, really good. I think a bottle of water I had was $3. Nachos, chips and cheese, also $3. Not bad at all. Hot dogs like $5. I didn't really see anything higher than like $5 or $6, which is awesome. Really, really cheap, especially for D1 college hockey. It was very, very nice to see. So I was very, very pleasantly surprised with that. Good job, Ferris. That might be one of the cheapest concession prices I have ever seen. So really, really good job there. And then the only other thing I really have to say about the arena is the scoreboard layout. Unless you're sitting facing the benches, like on the opposite side, it's really hard to see the scoreboards because there's not like a jumbotron. It's just two TVs on the other side, and that's fine, I guess. Like they don't really do anything with like crowd interaction during the games. There's no like camera crew that pans around the arena like you see at some other colleges. They're just playing the TV stream of the game on there, which again is fine. This isn't really whatever, but then they're just playing like regular commercials during the game as well, which I thought was crazy. Yeah, not really. Just kind of that. I don't know. It was fine. I mean, they're not in great locations, but for what it is, you can't expect anything too different. I guess you can live with it. But also, I'd like to point out that the clock on the actual scoreboards, which are behind the nets, kept spazzing out and was going down from like not just like 1 second intervals, going down like 2 seconds or 5 seconds or 10 seconds even at one point, which I thought was really funny. So, also, I very much believe that there were just Wi-Fi routers hanging down from the ceiling on like 2 cables. What the fuck was that all about? Whatever. Regardless, that's my review of this arena. I'm not even trying to pronounce the freaking name. My final score, a 5. Would I come back? Probably not. Maybe if I was in town for something else. Because tickets were not that expensive. There's like $22. We got on the aisle. Great view. Not bad. So it's not bad at all. But would I come back just to see a hockey game? Probably not. But I'm glad I saw it because I only am down to 4 D1 Michigan hockey arenas left. The 3 in the UP and then Michigan's. This will probably be the last new hockey arena that I visit this season, though. Season's already starting to wind down, and I have a very, very busy spring so I probably won't get a chance to see any more. But that's okay. I will definitely try to make Yoast a priority next season, along with probably a couple others. So there will be more of these coming in the future. But otherwise, it's going to do it for this review. If you've been to this arena, let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it for this video as well. So stay tuned for much more amazing content, including more stadium reviews and other awesome stuff. Until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.